morning. Welcome back to this channel. Today we're talking about our big purchase. Kind of big.
We don't usually do
About
huge
spending.
amount.
We don't talk about spending.
Yeah, we don't really talk about spending, and then we don't really talk about a giant, enormous spending.
It's not really big, but it's big for us because we always save and budget.
Yeah.
Um,
But the odd occasion, we buy brand new stuff.
yeah, that's the thing. Like, normally we buy secondhand, but can't find anywhere secondhand.
So
What have you got today? It's more my desire, my want, and my need. So our kids growing older, and our son, he can ride his bike really fast, and our daughter is not as comfortable, so he's being very slow. And I try to put a seat at the back, and I'm not that comfortable because I'm really short. So when I carry my daughter on a bicycle, I don't feel comfortable, and she's getting heavy. So I decided to get an electric bike, a cargo bike. So I've done a lot of research. What I like is they're not cheap. They are like a car, a second-hand car, a price of it.
okay, we just spent
How much?
$7,500 on an electric bike.
7,500.
It is against our usual method, let's say.
Yeah,
But once in a while, we do a massive splurge.
massive.
Massive amount.
Well, think of that. We're in COVID. We can't travel internationally, right?
Just trying to justify it.
I've been justifying for a
Trying
long
to
time. I try to
justify.
get the cheapest one. Cheapest. I need a cargo bike because we have two kids. Sometimes my son, I'm not that comfortable having him riding the bike by himself, and I with my daughter. And I have an option to put them both back behind my back on the cargo and then ride to school. And he's going to school. I have to drop off different schools next year. So that's what I'm looking at.
And because we live in a city, high density, if we were to use a car to go to school. Now, the school is not that far. It's roughly about 10 minutes drive. But to sort of justifying it, we're going to use this bike to drop off and pick up the kids to school.
Yeah.
Yes, it's $7,000, but in the intention, I'm going to be using it for about 10 years.
Yes.
At least 7 years.
Yeah, to
Just-
drop them
or if
off
not
at
lower.
school before they go high school.
Yeah, so at least 6 years, that would be all the primary schooling, let's say.
Yes.
And using
And
it.
half, we calculated, if we can use a bicycle half a year, per year, half time. So 20 weeks a year, let's say. Other time maybe take a bus or the car if it rains or too cold, too windy, like that. But I'll try to use most of it. It's 20 weeks a week, 20 weeks a year, and if we can use it for 7 years. So let's try to do the calculation. We didn't do that. So
But-
7,500 divided by 6 years divided by 22 weeks. So each week is $62. $62 divided by 5 days is $12 a day. And it's $12 a day, and there's 3 of us, 2 kids and 1 mom. I think it's fair. Divided by 3, it's $4 per person a day.
$4 a return trip. Is
Yes,
that right?
return
$4
trip.
return trip.
Plus, I can run my errand.
Yeah,
dropping
instead
off
of
stuff.
catching a bus, because I don't think based on where we live, I don't think we qualify for the free bus pass.
I don't know.
And on top of that, during COVID,
Yeah.
I'm not really comfortable catching a public transport anyway.
Yes.
So that's justification of it.
Mm.
So how is that going to relate when it comes to what we've been trying to tell you guys in this channel is having side hustle and extra income. Now, if that was me 4 years ago,
That was the lowest in our life, right?
I would never even considering going to a bike shop.
We're not even
No
still
way.
going anywhere, not even dine out.
Yeah, I
Right.
would. So give you guys perspective, 4 years ago, we were so low, as in our income was very low,
Single income,
single income, multiple properties
2
that
young
is
kids,
negatively
negatively
gearing, that costing us money,
20K a year.
20k a year.
Yeah, out of the pocket to nothing.
And if you're asking me to spend another $7,000 on a car, on a bicycle, no way. Now fast forward now, we have multiple businesses generating us income, one of them, as you're aware, it would be on, say, the side hustle on eBay. That so far in the last week when we did our numbers, we're making roughly about $700 a week. We have a property business as well, that generating, all of our property now is generating us income instead of costing us money. And we hold other, I guess in that property alone, there's about 2 or 3 different revenue from that. And yeah, and I consider it myself kind of lucky in a sense of like I'm able to turn that around. So having a passive income, having like an investment or a business or side hustle, extra income, and it's not coming out from your 9 to 5 type of income to pay that, I don't mind. Because like if that was $7,000 and if your average income, let's say $1,000 a week, so that's 7 weeks before you can actually buy this product. So 7 weeks, call it 2 months. I would not do that. So I would not, save up 2 months just to buy a vehicle to do this.
It's a vehicle.
It's a vehicle now.
It is a vehicle. So. It is a business vehicle. Because we're going to
and that's the other thing for this. Like, this is the beauty thing about having a side hustle or a business. Like, you can use this as a transportation and tax deductible in a sense.
I was surprised that, like, I was checking the cheapest cargo bike, $2,000, no electric. I was thinking, okay, should I get that and convert it to an electric bike so that would be cheaper? But you said whatever you want. Of course,
it is the only time that I never like most 99% of the time I always goes, no, look somewhere cheaper, look at second hand, look at
no second hand,
find a different model that is a cheaper version. But I looked at, on top of that, is the cost of you doing your research.
You were angry with me.
I was angry the fact that you're taking that time away from building a business. Like that's the opportunity cost, let's say.
It is.
You spend, let's say a week on researching which item that you want to get, but because you spend that time, we weren't able to, maybe on the side hustle, on the eBay side of it, can't focus on that. You can't, in that aspect of it.
I know.
So would you agree?
Yes.
Now, when she went to the bike shop, on the other hand, she knows what to say. Like, I want this brand. This is what it looked like. This is I want to try this version, that version. So you did your research. Like,
you had no idea.
I have no idea, but I don't know how many hours you spent on that.
Whenever you were sleeping.
But yeah, like that's why I said yes. Go ahead, spend the $7,000. But I know for sure, now we can go back, focus on our business, and try to grow that. So sometimes I guess beforehand it's like find the cheapest item or do whatever.
When your money is
first
tight.
Start,
when you're on budget.
I guess that goes like the things about business is like you either time poor or cash heavy, or you're cash heavy. What is it like? You don't have the cash, but you have the time. So.
We were like that.
When we first started, on our side hustle, our property business, is we had the time, but we weren't cash heavy.
Yes. So we do everything on budget.
Everything and everything that we tell you is like that's how we started. We started with.
Well, but then you have to do whatever you have, right? You can't just buy it.
No, I wouldn't buy that. I wouldn't buy that. If I had if that was coming out from my 9 to 5 job, from paycheck to paycheck, I wouldn't do that.
Unless I go commute. Well, I wouldn't buy. It's because we have kids. That's it.
No, it's like $7,000 vehicle, like a purchase, a bicycle, whether it's 5,000, 7,000, whatever the number is. Like I wouldn't buy that like brand new. We're always against brand new. I wouldn't do that, but I look at it as time. You're trying to justify it, but my justification is I've got to spend the time to increase productivity, increase revenue, income on our business. So having a side hustle as well, having that is actually being paid off from our side hustle.
I think eBay's been doing
you know what I mean? Like for us, that's a big reward. I mean, ideally, obviously, my next purchase would be a Tesla, but that's that might be a long way. But I'm trying to show people of, you know what, this is our like
our steps. How
our
we
steps.
slowly.
You know, we're scaling up. I mean, in the beginning, for the first 3 months, we didn't make a lot of money, but now consistently. I mean, today, what is it? Today's Tuesday, Wednesday, and we already made roughly about $200, I think.
Yeah, 200 plus.
$200 on our profit, let's say, from our store. Now, eBay is pretty much scaling type of business. Now I just have to make that into $2,000. Okay.
Yay! Then my bike will be paid off in few days.
So yeah, and I guess on top of that, it's like, what are you trying to achieve?
So what?
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
have a side hustle. Have like, for us, the eBay business was, in the beginning, it was just a side hustle.
Yeah, just for fun.
Just for fun.
Just make it extra, like $100 a week. That was the goal.
That was the goal. The goal is like $100 a
week
week for us in the beginning.
That would be pretty quite a lot. $100 a week.
Yeah.
At least, or maybe $200 for food.
Yeah, paying the child care, a couple of $100 in there, and now when we hit $400, I'm like, oh my god. And
it's being real, like a part-time job.
But we treat it like a full-time job.
Yes.
And this is our reward, I guess, paying that.
Yeah.
So.
And now he's saying, well, you don't have an excuse to drop off the kids, taking so long. You shouldn't have sweat after dropping off and picking up the kids. You should be really quick. Then you can go home and do more eBay stuff.
We'll go back to work, right? So,
that's how we see it, right?
That's how I see it. I see it like usually take you about an hour, 2. Sometimes when I call you, it's like, oh, what are you doing? Oh, I just
drop off the
home.
kids.
Like, it's midday. It's midday, you just drop off the kids. And like, okay, then hopefully that this is minimize that. So.
But no more excuse.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about you, but we all only have 24 hours in a day.
It is, yeah. We all do.
And half of that is taking over with all of this stuff. Hopefully this purchase can minimize, you know,
to be more efficient, time efficient.
Yeah. So $7,000, guys. $7,000 on a bicycle.
Yeah, by the bicycle by itself is $7,000. So we put a what?
Like with accessories, it will be $7,500.
Yeah.
So we spent $7,500 on a bicycle.
Ridiculous. Last time I heard a friend's dad got a bicycle, $2,000. I went, and it's not electric bike.
So we'll show you what the bike looked like. Now, we can't even get the bike right there. We paid a deposit. You gotta pay a deposit. So this is the process as well.
Yeah.
Actually, we'll do that on the next video. I'll talk to you guys later. Talk to you on the next video.
Okay.